But when you actually work and then go for a master's, it will be a completely different experience. If you're directly going for a master's and then looking for a job, their experience would be completely different. So the conventional saying of architect just builds buildings or any kind of maybe urban level projects is not anymore the conventional definition, is what I believe.
Hi, we are back with BIM architect Anusha Reddy for the third and final episode of our insightful podcast series. In this episode, Anusha takes us on a fascinating journey through her mindset shift from contemplating a traditional master's program to embracing the world of online education. Stick around till the end, where Anusha leaves us with a powerful message that resonates with aspiring architects. So, grab your headphones and join us for this engaging conversation with BIM architect Anusha Reddy. Let's dive in.
So, moving on, Anusha, you have done after SPA, you graduated from SPA. After that, you chose to do Masters of Business for Architecture and Design.
Yeah, I did.
Right. So, generally, what I have seen is people go for Masters of Architecture. So, why did you not choose that? And you chose this.
Like earlier, I think I have briefly mentioned, like I was at that junction in at the point in my life that I was also looking out for masters, and then pandemic happened. So I had to think financially, because all of these masters, to give you a context, I was looking for masters somewhere in abroad. Like if I wanted to do, because at that point I had 2 years of experience of being a BIM architect. So ideally, anybody that I asked, or even in my research, it just suggested that going for a construction or a project management is ideal for my future path. But somehow I just didn't feel it in me that it becomes very specific and unidirectional, and a lot of things were happening in pandemic for me. So I wanted to make it a very conscious choice what I want to do, where I want to go. So I started researching about the intersection between design and business. I always wanted to know, being in architecture as a student for 5 years, everybody told me, like, that is what you learn in 5 years of architecture, what a good design is, how do you be a good architect, how can you make conscious, spatial planning, all of it, the design principles. But by the end of 5th year, I never know, how do you sell your designs? You make money,
Right.
like, you have to make sure, how do you promote yourself that I am a good architect? Obviously, your work speaks for itself, but again, the way you sell it also makes the difference. Maybe I'm using the word wrong, selling your designs, but somewhere I always had this tiny curiosity of knowing the business aspect of maybe even running a practice.
Right.
Okay, at that point of time, like fresh graduate. So between somewhere, should I start something on my own? Like, should I go for a master's? I see that my friends are doing it. I have seen my seniors having their own practice. But like I said, the BIM architect position placement happened. I went for it. I did 2-year good experience I had. And then I was looking at this, and there is this university called IE University. It was actually very well known business school in Spain. So I had a friend who had applied for the similar course that I've shortlisted in one of my,
Okay.
like when I did my own research, this college was there as a shortlisted one. The only thing was it had a hybrid format. It was not a conventional master's where you go there and spend a complete, visa and you stay there for a year or two, all of that. That didn't happen. So the format of this course was like, I had 2 weeks of going there in person, getting to meet my people. And then it was a complete online course, which also I had that flexibility where I was working and then also doing my master's. So at that point, it made total sense to me that I can be, independent on my own earning, and then also upskilling myself for something which was promoting online learning. So I would suggest somebody, if you are also not sure with the financial commitments that a master would require, then definitely go for these online platforms which do have these courses which are very well curated. I know sometimes we are looking for something short-term courses, but you spending some good 6 months, 8 months or 9 months is needed. Because even my course was also like 15 months. For somebody it would be too long. But now that I think, maybe I could have done that course for even two years, because I enjoyed it by the end of it, because I know what it taught me, because it was mostly oriented from my what I was looking for, like a design entrepreneur or a design management perspective. I was looking for those kind of courses. So imagine, again giving you an example, if you're going to YouTube, even looking at a video, you feel like, yes, I can see the videos, I can do it, but sometimes you want to have some constructive feedback of what else can be done using the same tool, or what else can be achieved. Is there another way to get things done? So this is something you will get to know through practice on the go with the support. So if you are getting this as a course on any other platform, I would suggest for them to go for it. Spend that good amount of 6 months or any good time with the needed mentor assistance, so that everything falls into place and they can really get that extra skill or software knowledge or whatever expertise that they are looking for, and they can excel in that realm.
Okay, so upskilling is must. These were the ways one can upskill,
Yeah,
of course. And if this is on the behalf of the students who have just graduated, what should they opt for next? Should they go for masters or a job? What are the things that they should consider before taking next step?
I don't think there is a literal set in stone rules. Some things, like for me, I was actually looking for a complete master's, but then at that point of time, I thought maybe going for a hybrid format worked for me, because I wanted to work also and then also learn a new thing. So, and eventually somebody might just be an expert working their entire life. So it's just really not an option A is correct or a B is correct, but you really have to find what is that works for you. So nothing is wrong, nothing is right. You just need to find that way where you want to go, what do. According to that, maybe you can just reach out to maybe somebody to help you at that point of time what would work. But again, just saying, I just can't tell somebody maybe masters is not an option for you. You have to.
That is their choice.
Yeah, it has to be their choice. But again, some guidance is something everybody at they will be looking, because coming out of a graduate from a college or a school, you are lost, you are confused, you are looking for clarity, you are looking for that somebody to hold your hand and say, this is something you have to do. You look in that way, but when you actually work and then go for a master's, it will be a completely different experience. If you're directly going for a master's and then looking for a job, their experience would be completely different. So like I said, maybe you should just try to be as connected with the community, talk to professionals, just see how it happened for them, getting to their journeys, maybe attending a couple of seminars, workshops, just listen to the stories and their experience. I think that would give good insights of what is actually there is a demand. I could actually opt for an urban design, but the reality is maybe there are no jobs in urban design. Just a scenario. So really you have to also find the logistics by the other end. Like you said, grass is always greener on the other end. So you have to see what is that research based on your talents, your skills, what you want to do. It's like finding your ikigai.
Right, finding your ikigai.
Yeah.
Okay. And your journey from being an architect to BIM specialist, and now you're a course developer. This journey has been remarkable. And what advice would you give to the professionals who are just starting out their career in this journey?
So I think definitely the projects that are happening across the globe as we speak, there are a lot of trends. And when I say trends, it's the new software releases, workflows that are happening. So I think people have to keep up with the knowledge. So if you are being an architect, basically you're being those creative thinkers, and by default you are being very critical and analytical of getting things done, maybe in reality at the sites, right? but it doesn't happen overnight. It requires a lot of effort. So you should be open to take challenges, and you are eventually, by the end of the day, are problem solvers, right? So how you solve it is now the new challenge. So that is where you are learning new softwares, right? So the conventional saying of architect just builds buildings or any kind of maybe urban level projects is not anymore the conventional definition, is what I believe. I think how smartly, efficiently, sustainably or cost effectively you can solve it. And definitely, like I said again, this entire era is like becoming very tech and digital savvy. So use that. Be very much involved into involving tech into the AC industry. I think this is where the actual boom is happening with the vertical or the industry new is like AC tech, like educational tech, Edtech. Every other vertical is now being tech driven. So I would say architects should also be open to, learning these tech relevant skills and knowledges. So I think BIM is one part of having that digital implementation into the workflows. That is where you can be a BIM architect. So learning new softwares, understanding technology and innovation is the key.
So with this, we will conclude this inspiring podcast. Thank you so much, Anusha, for coming here, giving us your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Asta. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Wow, what a great conversation, right? We hope you gained some real practical insight. Share your thoughts in the comment section below and let us know if you want us to cover more such discussions. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell on. And that is all from our side, and until next time, let's dare to disrupt.